Something that I really don't think that we learn early enough in life. I know I didn't. It's not usually taught to us with the level of specific intent that I think it should. Is just the idea of being in charge of our emotions. I think we just naturally go through this process where we feel that if somebody does something to us and we have an emotional reaction to it, that it's that other person's fault. And the problem with this is it really disempowers us from learning how to change our behaviors when we say that we have nothing to do with it to begin with. It's all coming externally from this other person. If this other person were to go away, then I wouldn't feel sadness anymore. I wouldn't feel jealousy anymore. I wouldn't feel anger anymore. And so you're constantly looking at how you can change this other person instead of looking inwards and thinking, why am I having this response? Is this response appropriate? Is there anything that I need to do here to be better for myself or for another person? Because the truth of the matter is, when it comes to feelings and emotions, not everybody's going to respond the same way. If somebody came up and hit you in the face and you had a big bruise on your face, you could say, the reason I have this bruise is because somebody hit me. And you know this because if that same person hit somebody else and another person, they would have a similar bruise in the same space. But if somebody were to steal something from you, a close friend, a relative, and you get extremely angry, someone else may not have that same response. Somebody else may get stolen from somebody close to them, and their response is going to be sadness. Their response is going to be disappointment. It may not be being enraged, getting in your car, looking for this person, getting to this big screaming, fighting altercation, which could be justifiable, at the very least, understandable. But we have to start placing the accountability on ourselves to see why it is we're reacting this way. Because you never know. Say you find out that this person stole from you because they were extremely desperate. They were going to a hard time that you may never be able to understand. And extreme circumstance, maybe that'll change your reaction from anger to compassion. Now, it doesn't mean that somebody has a right to steal from you. We all have a right to set boundaries and not allow people to violate us in specific types of ways. But the emotional element is one that we need to take charge of because those negative emotions, they could really deteriorate us. They could make the day feel like we're walking around with a weighted vest or we're walking around with a dark cloud over our head. And so the sooner that we decide that we own all of our emotions, I'm not jealous because I'm looking at this person and I'm seeing their social life and they're doing things with other people that they're not doing with me. I'm jealous for my own specific reasons. And I need to look at myself. I need to look at my past. I need to look at my conditioning. I need to look at what may have happened to me in other relationships and just examine why I'm in this place. And of course, there's going to be a large variable of responses you may have. You may realize that your jealousy is trivial and you learn to move past it. You may realize that that person actually is overstepping certain bounds. And while you don't have to be jealous, you do want to make a change in standards, a change in conduct within your relationship. And that's fine too. But ultimately, we don't want to place blame on other people for forcing emotions on us. We have to understand that our emotional responses come from us alone, and it's a great benefit because us alone can make the corrections necessary to learn to grow through these feelings and emotions to be better people.